close it.
Easy with the club there.
Still under repair.
She better be there.
Hanging in there.
Good evening.
Good evening.
At this time, I'm going to call to order the meeting of Mayor and Council on Tuesday, August 11th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd all rise for the invocation. Dear Lord, please allow for your will and your way to work here this evening, Lord. Please continue to watch over us, provide your grace. Lord, thank you for these men and women here to gather and to represent this city and truly embody what it means to serve for the community. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
If you may stand, pledge allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May be seated. As a reminder to council, we have an executive session following our regular scheduled city council meeting. Do we have any changes to the agenda for tonight?
No, sir, we do not.
Okay. The minutes from our Tuesday, July 28th meeting have been provided to the council in their packet. If there are no questions or comments regarding those minutes, I'll accept the motion.
So moved.
I have a motion from Councilman Bradley. Is there a second?
Councilman Quillen, I will second.
Second, Councilman Quillen. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Those pass unanimously. All right, going to move right on to public comment. And I believe we have Mr. Jermaine Newcomb here, signed up for public comment.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Jermaine Newcomb from 808 Lincoln Street. I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to leave some space for questions. My name is Jermaine Newcomb, and I am here on behalf of Core 10, a community movement focused on strengthening connections among youth, families, and pillars of Seaford. Every member of our group grew up here in Seaford, and we are committed to giving back to the city that shaped us. CORE stands for Community Outreach, Restoration, and Empowerment. CORE 10 is in its beginning stages, but we have already been actively present in the community. We have surveyed residents in East Seaford and Meadowbridge, listened to families, and we continue to build, continued building trust through consistent presence. We were at the AFRAM. We shared results from earlier surveys with visitors to our table and used a QR code to gather additional community input. We also plan to be present at Seaford Day at the Park, including participating in the Mayor's Challenge as part of our continued effort to learn from and connect with the community. What we have seen so far is that Seaford has programs, activities, and resources, and many people are working hard to serve the community. At the same time, families may still experience those supports as disconnected when they are not clearly linked together. That does not mean the work is isolated by intention. It means there is an opportunity to strengthen connection. Core 10 exists to help support those connections so youth and families can experience coordinated relational support. Right now, our focus is real simple: presence, listening, and connection. We are learning the landscape, building relationships, and helping families navigate the resources that already exist. We are not here to replace programs or compete with anyone. We are here to support the work that is already happening and help strengthening relationships across the community. So tonight our purpose is to introduce the Core 10 and begin building a positive relationship with the city leadership. We look forward to becoming a positive, unifying presence in Seaford and welcome future collaboration as we continue engaging youth, families, and community pillars. And of course, we thank you for the commitment that you guys have for the community. And at this time, I'll open up for any questions that you may have.
Councilman Quillen.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right now, how many people do you have in your organization? I mean, you got yourself, do you have other people that are do you have an organization where you have formed a board or anything like that at this point?
So we're in our beginning stages.
Okay.
So we are developing the vision package. And so right now we're starting off with 10. So
Okay.
it's Core 10.
Okay.
So there's 10 of us.
Public comment here.
Yes.
That's a good point. Vice Mayor made a good point. Because it's public comment, we're not at liberty to question those making
Oh.
the comment, so that's because that's how it's
Okay.
operated. So if you were here for a new business item, things of that nature, then we have the question portion of it. But for public comment, you come forward and make your comments and present them.
Sure.
If you would stay after the meeting, be happy to talk with you and give you questions and exchange information.
Yes, sir.
All right.
No problem.
Or we could do it offline. If you don't want to stay for the whole meeting, we could, get your contact information, and I'll be happy to get up with you.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
you already know where to find me.
Yes.
And we are kind of boring, so.
All right, but that's it.
I know that you stayed the whole meeting last time, so I don't know if you.
We'll see about this time. All right, thank you.
Hopefully it won't be as long this time.
No problem.
Do we have anybody else here for public comment? Nope. Okay. Is there anyone here for correspondence?
We have no correspondence, sir.
Okay. At this time, I'm going to move to new business number 1, and I believe it's our Director of Public Works, Burley Mears.
Good evening.
So I'm here to do a, a post review of the cleanup week for this year, 2026 cleanup week. We've talked about, how this year went. We all kind of saw the way it was going, so we talked about possibly make some changes to it. So tonight, I'm just going to show you some information. I'm going to show you some options, and then we can discuss it at some point and bring it back and see if there's any changes that you want to make. But just some information is annually this City of Seaford. This is the current website description. I don't really need to go over it line for line, but this is what we accept: heavy materials. We have weight limits. We have containers. Where to place it. If any work is done by a contractor, say they tear down a deck and reinstall a new deck, we're not supposed to pick that up. It's supposed to be hauled away by them. So this basically tells you we don't pick up leaf and limbs that week. No household garbage, paint, hazardous materials, that kind of stuff. No freezers, refrigerators, anything with Freon in them, air conditionings. So this is the cleanup week schedule that we probably all know. We start on the east side, we work to the west side, then we go down Atlanta Road, Woodside Manor, and at some point in the future we might have to go down 13 north to the possible new Dolby development. So next. So this is just some information. We filled up 77 dumpsters were pulled. They pull 5 a day, so it was like 15 days of running trucks back and forth to the landfill. 462,000 pounds of trash, or 231 tons of trash was actually removed from the city. We budget $25,000. The disposal cost, which includes the tipping fee at the landfill plus what we pay to haul it, came out to around $32,000. So we were a little over budget this year. Percentage-wise, we're quite a bit over budget. It requires over 5,000 man-hours over 11 days. So it's 50 staff members, individual staff members, my department, both of my departments, electric, Parks and Rec, multiple people from up here. So there's 50 different staff members that come out and help. We could not do it without everybody's help. Just would be impossible, quite honestly. So the 5,000 man-hours, I just ran this number because it's interesting. 5,000 man-hours at the minimum wage of $15 an hour is $75,000 in labor. That's what it would cost just to have someone making minimum wage out there. As you know, most people are not making minimum wage. So the burden is not really the labor cost, but it's the lost 5,000 man-hours towards the normal departmental tasks that everyone is giving up while they're out there helping us. So get the job done. So, and it's no longer, I just want to point that out, it's no longer cleanup week, it's like cleanup week 1.5 to 2. So these are just some example pictures. We've all seen it before. You rode through the town, but they're just examples of some of the piles that are out there and how it's grown through the years. You go to a resident and it has 6 mattresses when it's a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom home. So you can go to the next. The one on the right was a deck or a fence that got torn down. This one in the middle is interesting. That house on Sussex Avenue, they replaced their entire front sidewalk from curb to the front door, and they broke it all up in little pieces, put it out there for us to pick up. I don't think that's what what it's for. The one on the left, and including the tires, were out in Westview, just dumped on the side of the road, kind of around the railroad tracks. So we don't really know where it came from. Doesn't look like it belonged to any one house. So that is a major problem we have is trash just appearing from out of town. No real good way to police it. You would think that maybe the residents would call in about it, but they don't, and they do it when off hours when we're just not here to see it. So you can go to the next one. So the one on the right is another example of what we see, and I just want you to notice, including in that one, is a bunch of like bags. Bags are smaller items. I feel like a lot of those items can be disposed of in your weekly trash. Might not be in 1 week, but throughout the year, you would think you can get rid of those smaller items through your weekly trash. The one on the left is just a random picture of some point during the cleanup week of the monster pile that we have down there to clean up. So you can go next. So just wanted to point out a few noticeable issues, which you've probably all heard before, but it's become something that it's not intended to be. That's my opinion. Also, it's impossible to police the trash, like I said. I think the majority of these large, out-of-control piles come from out of town, whether they own a property in town and they bring it from another out-of-town property, or it's a tenant that has a friend bring some stuff. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but we have stuff at vacant lots show up. So it's being used to clean out entire houses or buildings or remodels. People remodeling their homes, and then they gut the place, or they tear down a shed or something like that, and they put it out to the curb. We picked up boats before. We picked up trailers, car engines, boat engines, all that kind of stuff. And now it takes up to 15 days to complete what used to take 4 to 5 days, tying up critical manpower. 15 days is what it took to totally get rid of the trash. So that does tie up one person down the wastewater plant, loading dumpsters. But it did take us a good 8 to 9 days, I believe, manpower-wise, picking the stuff up out in the field. So the cost was up 40% for this year. possible changes. So we could create a list of large acceptable items we will pick up with the residents, cannot dispose of in their weekly trash. You know, mattresses, appliances, furniture, pallets, tires, all that sort of things. Just big, bulky things that they can't get rid of in their weekly trash. We see kernel items filled with small bags and items, like I said, that I believe can be disposed of in your weekly trash. Possible discontinue this service to properties where a rental license is in place. These costs should be part of their business operating costs, and we should not be disposing of items when tenants change out. So this is something that I believe is big. It's my opinion of it anyway. You know, we see known rental properties that are just piled up with what looks like, you know, one tenant moves out, the owner comes in there, cleans out the house, whether they store it for the year, so it might happen multiple times a year or not, I don't know, and then they put it all out for us to pick up, or it comes from another rental property that they might own. So, well, it could be controversial. This is something I believe is a big contributor to it. Put out a comprehensive information campaign if we choose to make these changes. So any changes we make, I just think we have to give people a lot of information so they have a chance to really understand it. You know, day one of the new whatever we choose will not be perfect, and I understand that. So option one is do nothing, keep it the same. Option two is make changes to our current practice, limited what we pick up and to whom. You know, maybe we limit it to just large items like I listed before. Maybe we don't pick up to commercial property. Well, we don't pick up to commercial properties, but or if you have a rental license, no longer provide the service, which I don't think that would go well. Option four is, you know, maybe have a call-in service once or twice a year where property owners call in and they create a work order for large items. Would like to limit it to items like I listed, you know, large, bulky items that, you know, one person can't pick up and or you can't dispose of it easily or in a weekly trash. Option five is to provide a location where the property owners can bring the large items to dispose of. Still limit these items to the large items, I said. Confirmation of residency could be cumbersome, you know, and how many times do we allow them to come? You know, if you're bringing 6 loads down there, do we truly think it's coming from their house? I don't know. So it could be hard to police. 6 is a combination of 4 and 5. You know, we provide them a place to bring it, but if there are some people that cannot or do not have an ability to bring it down there, you know, they can create a work order and we can come pick it up, you know, just during that week, you know, one time a year, maybe for the large items that we have to go and pick up. And then 7 is other, you know, open for discussion for whatever you guys might see or feel. Really just want to discuss it more than anything. Give you the information, let you digest it, see what you guys think. So.
Vice Mayor.
I feel your pain, and I agree that what's put out at the curb should not be a result of commercial activity. How are you going to enforce that? I like options 6, a combination of 4 and 5. I've been a proponent of it for several years, and it's not going to be solved here tonight, but I would recommend that for further discussion.
I agree.
Councilman?
Yeah, and I also echo what Councilman Henderson has said too. I feel the pain too as well. And it's unfortunate that there's individuals in our city that have to take advantage of this, and it's always the people who don't take advantage of it has to suffer on these things.
Out of our city.
Yeah, out of our city too as well, too. You're correct. And so I am also in favor of options 6 there too as well. Some type of combination of those two, of 4 and 5, I think would work out a lot better, be a lot less cost to us too as well, and not taking manpower, because we got to look at the future, because the future is, like you already said, we're possibly doing the Dolby Farm, and we're possibly doing tall gardens, There's a lot more growth coming to our city, and the 2 weeks is going to turn into 3 weeks, and it's just going to keep on growing. So we have to make a change somewhere along the way. And so I also agree with option number 6 and how we work that out. And I think it's something that we need. I don't know if we can do it in 2027, but at least in 2028, I think we should adopt something new plans on that.
I was wondering if maybe it should be set up, and believe me, I totally understand what's going on, and it's totally out of hand, and for 10 days, our city looks like a dump, for lack of a better way of putting it. If there was a way that we could have a week where people called in with their items, and we knew pretty much exactly what they were picking up, so that it could be monitored in a tighter fashion. It's a free service, and up to this point, there have been no strings attached, basically, for the residents. And it's like somebody said a few minutes ago, the actions of a few cause everybody to have to shape up. I don't see, and I'm not trying to be negative on this, but I think if we still have an opening where people can put things out without any kind of regulation and others get wind of it, it's going to perpetuate forever. And, you know, everybody likes the service. I'll be honest with you, I don't use it much. And as a matter of fact, we had a discussion about trash pickup centralized a few years ago. I've been taking mine to the store for years and putting it in the dumpster. So, you know, it doesn't affect me, and we have very little things that we put out. But there are other people that make up for the whole
Definitely.
lack of it. So.
I think another positive, if we went with a hybrid 4 or 5, is also that not only is it that week or that 15 days, but people start putting garbage out like 3 weeks in advance. So really, our city looks like a dump for 5 weeks or more. But if it's going to be someplace where they can call and get it picked up, or it might stop that piling of things on the streets and on the curbs, which would make things look better all around.
I was going to say something similar. You know, I myself, and Vice Mayor, we've been doing this long enough where it used to just be 1 week. It was cleanup week. And now, to your points, it's becoming over 2, maybe 3 weeks. It's become untenable at this point. It just has. So, I mean, I think we've been moving in that direction, and I think you said things similar in years past. It is something we need to look at. Something needs to give here, because the amount of man hours you're putting into this, running over budget, and things of that nature, it's at a breaking point here. So.
And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For several years prior to leaf and limb pickup, a lady by the name of Marion Holt stood guard at the leaf and limb site, checked everybody's license, checked proof of residency, and would check your cargo and refuse forbidden items. So there could be something like that. But then, you know, that changed because they went to curbside pickup for leaf and limb. So during those periods of time, twice a year, quarterly maybe, you could announce it and have people bring it. And then they would be a little bit more scrupulous about what they brought down to the yard. Because if they have to go home with it, that's not going to be so great.
All right. I agree.
I was also going to say, I think we can do something about this for 2027. It's August. Mm-hmm. I mean, if we make this a priority to get something done and would start communicating it, we can have it communicated to folks in plenty of time to be able to do it. Go back at those numbers and look at the 40% overage and the amount of money it costs us. What's it going to cost us next year? I mean, I think if we make it a priority, we need to do something about it for 2027.
Yeah, I agree.
So maybe just to see, sorry, go ahead, sir.
We have already budgeted an amount for 26, 27.
Correct.
So, you know,
That needs to be part of the calculus.
yeah, that could be part of it.
Just a suggestion for council to consider. It sounds like the consensus of council is the hybrid option of option 4 and 5. So with that information, I would think the director could go back, refine that, come up with, give you some of his ideas, further advance that with other staff members. How are we going to communicate this to the public? Get with that, the communication staff about that, come up with a program. Would council be willing to have this as an item on the planning session? So the director can bring that back. That's in October. So if we can move forward from there, then I think we have time to put that out for 27, if that's the direction
That would be
council
a
wants to go.
Question, if we do it in October, is that enough time for you to implement?
It would be for,
Okay.
for us, yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
I think it's perfect time then.
All right, we'll make it a item on the planning session.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Harrison.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, Rob.
Okay, on to new business number 2. We have received an inquiry about a annexation of a property located at 23359 Atlanta Road in Seaford, Delaware. And by course of that, we need to appoint an annexation committee. Fortunately, our council are brave enough to step forward, and Councilwoman Stephanie Grassett, Councilman Dan Henderson, Vice Mayor Dan Henderson, and Councilman Alan Quinn have stepped forward to serve on this committee or to put their names out there. Just policy and procedure here, but if there are any questions or comments regarding those potential nominees, I'm willing to listen. If there are no questions or comments at this time, I'll accept the motion.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to appoint Chairwoman Stephanie Grassett, Councilman Dan Henderson, and Councilman Alan Quillen to serve as the Annexation Committee to investigate the possibility of annexing property located at 23359 Atlanta Road in Seaford, Delaware. On the east side of Atlanta Road, approximately 135 feet north of Crossgate Drive, Sussex County tax map and parcel 531-10.00-223.00.
Okay, we have a motion from Vice Mayor Dan Henderson. Is there a second?
Councilman Bradley, I second the motion.
Have a second from Councilman Bradley. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Passes unanimously. Going to move over quickly to new business number 3. Also need to appoint a charter review committee, to review the existing city charter and recommend updates and changes to be potentially implemented. Again, Vice Mayor Dan Henderson, Councilwoman Stephanie Grassett, and Councilman Alan Quinn stepped forward as potential candidates. If there are any questions or comments regarding those individuals, I'd like to hear those now. If there are none at this time, I accept the motion.
All right, Councilman Quinn, I'll make the motion to appoint Chairman Dan Henderson, Councilwoman Stephanie Grassett, and Councilman Alan Quillen to serve as the Charter Review Committee to review the existing city charter and recommend updates and changes to the implementation.
Okay, we have a motion from Councilman Quillen. Is there a second?
Councilman Bradley, I second the
Second
motion.
from Councilman Bradley. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? It passes unanimously. Do we have any old business this evening?
No, sir, we do not.
Okay. I'm going to move on to the reminder of meetings.
Just a couple, this meeting, sir, Friday, August 14th at 1 p.m. is Danny's Short Day Ceremony to be held in Gateway Park.
Yes, sir.
Friday Night Live will also be August 21st at 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the grass lot behind City Hall. That's all we have, sir.
Thank you, City Manager. At this time, I'm going to move on to our liaison reports. We're going to begin with our police and fire, and Councilwoman Stephanie Grassett.
I want to share with everyone that we're going to be doing something different from now on. I'm going to, in respect for everyone's time and for the time it takes, the reports that the fire and the police put together for us are quite lengthy and quite detailed. And so we are going to start I'm going to be giving the fire report at the first meeting of the month, and the second meeting of the month, I will do the police report. That allows both organizations to give us information that is a monthly gathering of data, but also relieves both chiefs of having to meet with me twice a month and having to do biweekly reports. So I do have a complete set of reports from our fire department. There are 3 different reports that are listed in the documents for those of you who want to check. One of them is the city report that is normally given to us. One is a report that was recently compiled and given to Sussex County, which our fire department owes to them. And then the class hours for our fire emergency services, the hours they've been taking and the classes they've been taking are also listed in a separate document. Starting with the fire chief's report for the city, this report again is for the month of July. They have had year-to-date 867 calls. In July alone, they had 143, which averages out to be anywhere from 3.92 for year-to-date or 4.61 calls per day. EMS statistics continue to be busy. We've had 3,022 calls for EMS. In July alone, we've had 455 calls for EMS, which averages out to be 13.67 or 14.6 calls per day for EMS services. They do also list significant incidences that they have been a part of. Some accidents, several fires, including, as many of us know, the fire that occurred at Sal's Restaurant, because we all miss Sal's. But the Sal's Restaurant fire, they have had several house fires and rescues. As far as our apparatus is concerned, E872 remains in reserve. They did have the AC repaired in R87. And they had tool mounting also done in R87. All of their checks have been done for 2026 on all other apparatus, and everything is good. As far as training, that is a complete report of all the training that they completed in July. The next training they have coming up is on Wednesday, August 19th, which will be a lockout, tagout training. We do have a nice celebration here. We have a firefighter EMT, Liam Staubner, reached his 1-year anniversary with our department, and very blessed to have him. I've had the opportunity to talk to him several times actually in the past couple of weeks. Very knowledgeable, great young man working for us. New engine 873 has been in service for almost 2 months now. All the warranty issues have been resolved. Our ambulance committee is currently in Florida giving a final inspection on the new ambulance. We will have it delivered within the next 3 weeks. And what we're planning to do is to have both the new ambulance and the new engine here at a city council meeting in the future, in one of our September meetings, so that we can look at both pieces of equipment at the same time once the ambulance comes up from Florida. We have been notified that our department is being audited, and they are getting those materials together for that. We do have the crew members from 875 and engine tanker 87 being recognized at the Sussex County Fire Chiefs Association meeting on August 20th in Indian River for their life-saving actions in rescuing a victim at the house fire that we had recently on Yorktown Lane. And I believe we will also have those individuals come to an upcoming council meeting in order to honor them as well. Some information that's interesting for the fire department, you have an opportunity to look at in that data. There have been 455 calls for service for Seaford, and they break down how many personnel that took, how many personnel hours, how many hours they spent in it, how many miles they traveled, how many patients they saw. It's a really good overview of what those calls look like, how many have been within our city limits, outside our city limits, how many involve transporting patients to Nanticoke versus other locations. So it's a pretty interesting look at what those calls break down. We help other districts, and you can see our relationship with other districts and how many times they've helped us out, we've helped them out. any other units of service we've had out, and also to give you an idea of how much overtime our folks have had to work, 386 hours of overtime. I would like to also congratulate EMT Tyler Hudson and EMT Riley Sayers for completing their EMT FTO, and they are now both working for our fire department. Special shout out to Riley, that's my daughter. I'm proud of her. And they are also, if you've not gotten in the mail, they are doing an EMS fund drive, and you should have gotten a card in the mail about that. And they've collected $11,535 so far. That is just the information that is in the report, that first report. There's lots more information if you want to know exactly what's going on in our fire department, and I encourage you to look at that. As always, they would love to have more people involved in our fire department and more volunteers that will help cut down some of that overtime hours. So if you are interested in our fire service, please reach out to our fire department. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman Grassett. Going to move over to our code department, Parks and Recreation, as well as administration, and Vice Mayor Henderson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll give you the highlights. I don't have a code report for this period. Mike is on a well-earned vacation, so we'll double up the next meeting. In parks, during the summer months, the equipment takes a beating, so they've been making repairs to one of the John Deere mowers, the trimmers, the blowers, and even there's a window that's broken on one of the pickups or one of the trucks that is slated for trade or sale at some point.
Traded in, yes, sir.
And they cut grass at the sports complex for a special event, and they're preparing for upcoming sports leagues. The soccer fields, the turf needs to be close cut. For good play. The turf can't be up very high. They installed a 10 by 40 tent and placed 6 picnic tables at the Boys and Girls Club for the AFRAM event on August 8th. I was honored to be there at that event, although it was exceedingly hot. I did manage to stay hydrated with some fresh squeezed lemonade, though. That was good. And they completed routine mowing and prepped softball fields for the weekend tournament. In recreation, I think we have a couple of pictures. Well, I'll go to that one. They held the final week of the adult pickleball and clinic on August 4th and August 6th. And it was well received, and there might be a few faces you might recognize in there from the fire department. And they also held a youth field hockey clinic, and congratulations to the girls who have gotten involved with that. That was held on July 27th through the 31st, and they had 14 participants. I didn't do the math. I think there was 14 young ladies there. Tina typed up the rosters for the youth flag football and youth soccer teams and sent out to the coaches. Was it flag football? They lost a coach, but they got one back, and we're very
a couple children.
Yes. And they added even after closing of the registration, they've added and that's a good thing. They're adding kids. So we're appreciative to a parent who stepped forward to get involved as a coach. They reached out to past teams for the men's slow pitch softball league. for the fall season. They have 6 teams so far, so if any of you guys want to get involved, there's still time to get a team together and get registered. Superintendent Katie Hickey has been busy. This really struck me. Katie announced in her meeting that the Delaware State Parks came in to inspect ORPT locations, outdoor recreation, parks and trails, locations that have been in existence in the city since the 70s. So they had to come and look at the condition of those projects to make an assessment and just to make sure that they were still in good working order. So I'm not sure when was the last time that they showed. I don't think there is anything on record of them ever showing up before now for a park or a anything that was installed since the 1970s. So something's afoot at the state level. I guess they're wanting to make sure that their funds are well spent over the past half century. Katie also met with Sussex Conservation, right-way flagging, and the Public Works Department to review the final detail and schedule for the biopond riprap replacement. I'll probably have some pictures for you the next meeting showing, because there's one phase of the project, the Catholic Church location is done, but they still have to do the other two. They got to schedule some flagging and some highway department coordination there. And maybe by the next meeting, we'll have pictures of the before and after looks of these 3 locations. She assisted Tina with getting purchase orders and new insurance certificates prepared for uniform ordering for youth soccer and flag football through RCX Sports. She did remark that this vendor is a great vendor because they, how many is it? Every 11 or 10 or every 10 or 11 uniforms they get a ball and a softball. So that's a great incentive and a great thing to have new balls for both leagues in the fall. And they also assisted Seaford Tomorrow with their Friday Night Live event, which was another well-attended event. I'll move on to administration. City manager attended several meetings, attended a Board of Adjustment meeting, a DMEC annual planning session, met with the community, Seaford Community Swim Center to look at various projects, attended an Opportunity Zone luncheon at the mill Seaford, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Because there's a couple mills.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, Seaford.
at the mill in Seaford. And met other HR department folks, well, met with Greg, Annette, and June regarding the DMEC lineman apprenticeship program for the city electric department, and I'll defer to the electric liaison for any further information on that. He also met with or just worked on the annexation and the ordinance and the plan of services for the annexation committee. And sadly, City Manager Anderson attended the funeral of former Laurel Mayor John Schwed. We lament his passing. He was a dedicated public servant for many, many years, and we're sorry to see him go. And our sympathies go out to his family and friends. Under information technology, no shortage of things to do there. They were working on server connectivity. They worked with a firewall vendor regarding an issue causing some downtime. They worked with the police department regarding camera issues, Axon cameras, and met with Telewire to do an on-site inspection prior to a system upgrade. And I'll move on. Under economic development and community relations, Tricia participated in the monthly code meeting. She reviewed samples for the Parks and Rec building. I think she's been overloaded with swatches and color palettes to make sure everything is fitted out properly at the building. Does that include siding?
Yes, it does. Shingles, siding,
Okay.
everything.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So,
Hundreds of samples.
Great. Met with the Nanticoke Watershed Alliance and Graves Cary regarding the OHP flagpole installation. And she also completed her mandated sexual harassment training, which is no real laughing matter because everyone in the city has to do it. It's a mandated thing. It might be tedious to sit through, but it is required. And you might feel like it's a waste of time, but it could actually help someone. She participated in a meeting with Charles, the deputy chief, and the chief. And she also attended the Office of Small Business Access listening session at the mill. That's not ready for prime time. Under June, under Finance Director June Merritt, her administration report is she's working on an audit preparation. She's working on reconciliations and work papers to prepare for the audit. She prepared for utility disconnects, and she could not disconnect due to temperature impediments. Part of the regulations in the state and that the legislature came out with is that a utility cannot disconnect if the heat index is above 95.
I believe you're correct.
Right, 95 degrees for a period of
That day at 8 o'clock,
Yeah, well,
predicted to be above that day. Yeah.
So due to the hot weather, disconnects could not be done. However, once the heat breaks, then the clock starts ticking, and disconnects can be made after that. So, some folks got a reprieve for that period. She prepared and mailed utility bills for the July consumption. She attended the annual employee appreciation event at the Shorebirds at Arthur Purdue Stadium, which was, I also attended. It was very, very pleasant event, very nice, and I'm very grateful to everybody, especially Annette, who was the point person. I'm hopeful she had help because that sounded like a pretty big project. And finally, all other business is routine. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, Vice Mayor. Going to move over to our electric department and Councilman Mike Bradley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Logan Price and Tyler Waskey completed Lab 1 apprenticeship at Demick. And they replaced steel cross arms on Bridgeville Highway, trimmed trees on Magnolia Lane, East Ivy, and Nylon behind Uncle Willie's, removed overgrowth from various areas, and sprayed weeds. And missed this Tuesday the 4th, there was a large tree that fell on East Ivy, 3 spans of primary and secondary wires. Outage was 8 hours with very difficult access to the poles in the area. Pulled fiber into Tidal Health Building at Seaford Innovation Center. Greg Brook met with contractor at Parks and Recs to discuss underground secondaries and fiber. Met on site on Aldi with billboard electricians. Evidently, they didn't follow code correctly. Finished final inventory counts, assisted with August 4th outage. Reviewed the Delaware Department of Labor apprentice requirements for Demick. And he's working to provide Demick with NERC UFLS, which is North American Electric Reliability Corporation under frequency load check. Took us a couple minutes to get that worked out. Let's see, data regarding the substation maintenance regulatory, I'm reiterating. Okay, coming weeks, Seaford Innovation Center transfer. The transformer switchover has been delayed because of the fire. Worked with Aldi transformer and pad set conduits, didn't meet city in specs. I'm gonna beat this one to death, sorry.
It's okay.
Contractors and connections are in the works. And they are beginning work for the K-Van construction in Seaford Industrial Park. Respectfully submitted.
Thank you, Councilman. And last but not least, Public Works and Wastewater Treatment Facility and Councilman Alan Quillen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Report was submitted by Director Mears. I'll start off with Public Works. Completed 354 water service tests to identify pipe material for lead inventory requirements, and we're waiting results back on that. Completed a few water meter replacements throughout the city. Completed property cleanups for the code department. Hydrant flow test on Hall and Locust Streets. Had a water leak at Williams Pond. Had to do a repair for an irrigation line on the softball field. Water service repair on Bradford Street. The CCTV project is completed and waiting report to identify any problem areas, and that's on the sewer lines. Received the new service truck, but unfortunately there was some problems with some of the manufacturer didn't put it on correctly on the truck, so they had to send it back. So we'll be waiting for that to come back down from New Jersey. Then completed all other weekly routine tasks. Moving over to the wastewater treatment facility and the compost, the plant performance is excellent. Dewatering performance is tolerable. Definitely have some weather issues with the heat. The internal recycle pump number 2 failed, as removed and is out for evaluation. The replacement polymer pump for the belt filter press has been ordered, and this is a budgeted item. And I think I got some pictures there. This is the Headworks project that we're currently working on. And as you see, the empty clarifier tank there, that's a tank that's being relined. I don't know if you can see the foundation, little small foundation that's on the ground on the right-hand side there behind the building. That is actually for the flooding zone. That for if we get floods up in there, it will go up to that up there, and then it goes into that hole there, which has grates into it, and we'll keep the flood water out of there. And as you can see, our wonderful electric department's out there working on some electric for service for the Headworks project there too as well. So that's kind of giving you a little bit of an update on the Headworks project. Not a lot going on, but just a little bit more activity. So I will keep you updated on that. And I also want to do some recognition here too as well. And as you can see, I've got on the left-hand side, there's two gentlemen out there. They were riding by my house, and I stopped them and made them get a picture taken. And as you can see, they're really, well, no link, they really wanted their picture taken. But come on, guys, let's do it. The one on the left-hand side is Garv Banuska, and he has been with the city for 5 years. He's married with no children. And whenever time I ask about what they like about their job, and they said something different every day. So he enjoys his job. On his free time, he's a part of the fire department, and he likes golfing, and he likes playing cards with his friends. On the right-hand side is Bud Freiberger. He's been with the city for 8 years, and he's currently single. He has one child, which is a son, and ask him again what he likes about his job, something different every day, and he likes riding his motorcycle and fishing. And I've got another one there on the right-hand side. That's Miss Lisa Gillespie. And this, I'm going to say young lady's been with the city for 36 years. And that's incredible. So I guess she started off.
She's my classmate, so watch it there. With the
I said young lady.
Yeah, I know.
So it's incredible that she started out in Parks and Rec, and now she's working for Public Works and does a fine job for Director Mears. And she's not married. And she has no children, but she does have 2 free little companions that keep her company. And asked her again what she liked about her job, and she said no day is the same. What she enjoys is going to the beach, going on cruises, and floating in the pool with her favorite beverage. So that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman. All right, at this time, I'd like to ask for a motion to hold executive session.
So moved.
A motion from Councilman Quillen. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Councilwoman Grassett. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, we're going to have executive session. Thanks so much.